Hello and welcome to the channel. The saying square peg in round hole can best be used to describe the portfolios President Bola Ahmed Tinubu handed these ministers. If you had been offered 100 guesses to say, for instance, what Festus Keyamo's portfolio would be, 100 times you would have been wrong. Let's wonder together why Tinubu had to go for these crazy picks. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. 7 ministers whose portfolios caught Nigerians by surprise. Based on the portfolio of the men and women President Bola Tinubu assembled as his ministerial nominees, Nigerians could speculate the ministries that may be assigned to some of the appointees. Adebayo Adelabu, Minister of Power. Anyone who had seen the CV of Adebayo Adelabu before his appointment would have concluded that with his lofty career in banking and finance and wealth of experience at the Central Bank of Nigeria, he would be a good fit for the Ministry of Finance or Trade and Investment. But that's not where the president wants him to apply his knowledge and experience. Adelabu is Nigeria's incoming Minister of Power, and we will have to wait and see what he has to offer. Dele Halake, Minister of Solid Minerals Development. If Nigerians had the right to pick a ministry for Dele Halake, the bulk of them would most likely give him the Ministry of Information because that's his forte. As a veteran journalist, Halake served as Commissioner for Information and Strategy in Lagos State between 1999 and 2007. When Tinubu was governor of the state, he has held other positions that put him in charge of information management. Surprisingly, the president appointed him as Minister of Solid Minerals Development, and Nigerians are still scratching their heads to understand his motive. Lola Adejohn, Minister of Tourism. Lola Adejohn is a seasoned information and technology expert with years of experience in the banking industry. Due to her profile, the Senate during her screening tailored all their questions towards banking and information technology with the mindset that she would end up in either of the two. But President Tinubu decided to deploy her in the Ministry of Tourism. Festus Keyamo, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development. Whether Festus Keyamo's ministerial appointment was an afterthought or not is no longer the issue. But Nigerians did not envisage that the former Minister of State for Labor and Employment would be the next Minister of Aviation. Aviation is a sensitive ministry, and since Keyamo, a lawyer by profession, is the president's choice to man the ministry, it remains to be seen what he will do to rejuvenate the sector. Abubakar Momo, Minister of Youth. Having a 63-year-old man as a Minister of Youth is one of the major flaws and surprises of President Tinubu's ministerial appointment. Abubakar is a career politician whose political relevance will be elevated by his position as the Minister of Youth. But what he has for the youth is what the youth will have to wait to find out in the next 3 years. Nyesom Wike, Minister of Federal Capital Territory. It is expected that with the energy Nyesom Wike indirectly invested in Tinubu's presidential campaigns, it is not surprising that he gets a ministerial appointment. Nigerians expected Wike to be assigned to the Ministry of Niger Delta. Surprisingly, Wike got the ministry no one envisaged he would supervise. Bello Matawale, Minister of State for Defense. As Nigeria continues the fight against RISEM, it is expected of the president to consolidate the efforts with the appointment of a credible nominee for the Ministry of Defense. Sadly, the president picked an ex-governor whose administration in Zamfara failed to tame banditry and other criminal activities in the state. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Daniel Bwala, an aide to the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the last general election, Atiku Abubakar, has said that some of the positions President Bola Ahmed Tinubu assigned to his ministers are mismatched. Tinubu had on Wednesday assigned 45 portfolios to ministers designate who will be sworn in on Monday. But Bwala, in an interview on Channels TV's Politics Today, said he had reservations over the portfolios, noting that some square pegs were put in round holes. He said, "I have reservations about so many of Tinubu's ministers. I will caption my reservation as square pegs in round holes and the challenge of renewed hope. There are people who are not competent enough, in my view, to be on the list. There are people who are competent, but their portfolios are mismatched. Hanatu, for example, is made the Minister of Culture, while a counterpart, Betta Edu, is made Minister of Humanitarian. You have a president who believes he needs to invade Niger, probably to extend that to Mali and Burkina Faso. The president, as the chairman of ECOWAS, is committed to fighting. There may be humanitarian crises around the borders. That is exactly where she is from. She is very familiar with humanitarian issues. Hanatu would have fit into humanitarian. Secondly, the Minister of State Defense was a former governor who, all through the 4 years, his rating in fighting insecurity is 5/100. And now you made him Minister of State to administer what? Meanwhile, the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, has charged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the newly appointed ministers to come up with measures to ameliorate the hardships caused by the removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government. PFN's national president, Bishop Francis Wale Oke, who stated this yesterday when he addressed newsmen on the state of the nation after a 3-day retreat of the organization in Ibadan, Oyo State, said what Nigerians want to see are solutions to their challenges. He lamented that Nigerians had been in pain in the last 8 years, saying it has been traumatic from napping, banditry, and terrible corruption with the economic crisis, saying that Nigerians were battling with so much pains. He called on the president and the ministers to relieve Nigerians from their pains and not add to it. The clergyman said, "Be conscious of the fact that they have been traumatized in the past. Let us apply olive oil. Let us look at the issues of insecurity, corruption, and relieve Nigerians of their pains. Do not add to it." The president and the new cabinet members should fight insecurity, economic wars for survival. Fight the wars, don't wage war against Nigeria. Whether they voted for you or they did not vote for you, now politics is over. Governance should begin. Let's bring everybody together to fight the wars for survival. We should not add to their pains. You should fight their wars. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Bye.